All right, hey, speaking of a tough one, hey, Ted Cruz announced he's running for El Presidente today, and he started the whole thing. He's the first guy, the first Republican in, and he's an absolute purist, and we're going to, in the top 5 we're going to play some of his big announcement when he was at Liberty University today. And so it begins, right? Well, here's the problem, though. It turns out that some people are questioning Ted Cruz's actual, they're calling me now. I think you're, my team. That's good.
You're getting a call from your
my anti-fraud people. As long as I give them all my bank account information, it'll all be good. Ted Cruz is Ted Cruz. They're questioning Ted Cruz's actual citizenship because, as it turns out, he was born in Canada to a Cuban father and an American mother. Does that count?
It sounded so confusing to me when I first read it, right? You're born in Canada, and your father is of a different nationality originally.
Yeah. So this became a big issue on The View today. And thank God. You know, if The View can answer this question, then it'll all be just fine.
I'm a Ted Cruz birther.
Yeah.
I want to see the birth.
For you to say, as a Republican, that him not being born in this country is the least of his problem is insane. Insane. I love you, darling, but with the birthers and all of that stuff, they made it a huge issue.
Weren't you the one saying that Starbucks employees are not qualified to talk about race relations?
Neither is Rosie Perez or Nicole Wallace, as it turns out.
On constitutional issues.
Yes, exactly. Well, you know, when you have a question about this, the great Bert Odelson is always available to us. Bert Odelson is a great Chicago attorney who's handled a lot of election law over the years, and that's big business, isn't it, Bert, in the Chicago area?
It's big business, not good paying business, but it's big business because it makes the press. So yeah, it's pretty good, fun business.
It's fun business to be in, to decide if somebody should or should not be on the ballot or whatever, all those issues. All right, so what's the issue here with Ted Cruz? Is he, if he's born in Canada to a Cuban father and an American mom, does he qualify?
Well, he's a citizen. That's no question. There's no question he's a citizen. But let me start out by saying the Black's Law Dictionary, which is the dictionary which us lawyers use to define, in one sentence says a natural-born citizen is a person born within the jurisdiction of a national government. Simply. That simply is not the case here. However, it's been interpreted by the legal scholars saying that if you're born of a American parent, you are automatically a citizen of the United States, which makes you a natural-born citizen. It's interesting because this goes all the way back to Chester Arthur, who allegedly was born in Canada but listed Vermont on his birth certificate.
Well, back then, who knew? I mean, Vermont, Canada, could have been the same place.
It was an issue, though, and it goes to George Romney, Mitt's father, who was born in Mexico. And it was argued when he ran for president that he shouldn't have been able to run. Back to Barry Goldwater. Barry Goldwater was born in Arizona when it was a territory.
Right, before it was. Well, but a territory counts, doesn't it?
No.
So somebody born in Guam or the U.S. Virgin Islands wouldn't count?
No, because it's not within the continental United States. Or with the
50
of course,
states,
of Hawaii and Alaska, because they are states. So I don't think a territory would count. This is an interesting question that the United States Supreme Court has never decided. So it's just theory right now, open to debate and maybe a petition attack. People talk about this Cruz thing, waiting until he's actually president and attacking it. We know here in Illinois the time to attack credentials for office is when you're first running in the petition process or the delegate process. So this may or may not be an issue since it's never been officially decided by the United States Supreme Court.
It seems like the bulk of the scholars, the constitutional scholars who have come out so far, seem to be on the side of Ted Cruz. Hey, he is a citizen. I'm not reading a lot of really, really bright constitutional lawyer types, saying, no, there's a lot of grayness here. Why do you think that is?
Because the case law that has come out in regards to what's natural born and what's not seems to tend to say that if you're a son or a daughter of a United States citizen, you are a citizen. We know that, and that you're a natural-born citizen. The case law, other than for President of the United States, seems to say that, and that's why the legal purists are saying that a natural-born citizen does include someone born in the Panama Canal, like
John McCain.
Yeah, like John McCain. So, but the Black's Law Dictionary clearly says that it's a person born within the jurisdiction of a national government. So the real pure meaning of natural-born citizen means you were born here. So it's to be tested. It's an interesting theory.
But wouldn't national government also pertain to military bases offshore and territories?
I would think so. If we actually controlled that territory, if it's under our control. Yeah. So I guess maybe you're right with the territory, with Arizona being, if we controlled Arizona as our territory, then maybe that would be included. However, natural-born citizen, plain ordinary meaning, means born here in the United States, in one of the 50 states. That's the purest. Would I or another election lawyer be embarrassed to challenge? No. Because there's so much debate, it is open for judicial interpretation in a case that could go to the United States Supreme Court, because it involves the United States Constitution, if someone does this early enough in the process.
Yeah, well, clearly the View has already started the ball rolling here.
It's done then. It's done. Why are we even debating it?
Whoopi Goldberg will be calling you pretty soon here.
Honey, let me explain what's happening, honey.
And the other problem that can develop here, remember, you run in 50 states, so there could be 50 different challenges.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Because every state elects delegates, for a certain presidential contender. So it could be really, really interesting.
Yeah.
Or he could go in early and ask for a court for a declaratory judgment declaring that he is, in fact.
We'd have to ask the Supremes for it, though, right?
No, he would pick a
state,
probably his state where he comes
Texas?
from. Yeah, and go in there.
Oh, man. Imagine all the people in Texas. I mean, the one thing about the president's deal was that the argument was that he was lying about it, not that it didn't happen, because there was an actual birth certificate in Hawaii.
Right.
But now this is a different situation, because the guy's acknowledged it. Right. He wasn't born here, and it's like, hey, wait a second.
Yeah, you can't compare this to the Obama situation. This is here's the facts. What's the law? It's a judicial interpretation, and I'm going to guess that someone's going to get cute and file a suit somewhere.
You think? Yeah, it's going to get cute. All right, Bert. Thanks very much.
Right.
Thanks,
nice
Bert.
to talk to you, Rob.
All right, always great, Bert. The great Bert Odelson. Burton for certain. If you listen, if you're ever thinking about running for office, and all of a sudden some wise guy comes along and says you can't do it, call Bert.